All right, here we go. Big Daddy Shit, day 1070 at the park. Look at all the kids playing. It's awesome. There's a lot of people here. I mean, just look around, right? To the basketball court. Got this picnic going over here. Okay, so anyways, what happened was something I learned about myself. Well, that I always knew that I was like this, but it's only pick and choose, okay? So I was doing the whole Instagram thing, right, with the whole best in world stuff that I'm doing. And, so I put up the schedule, and then, it just doesn't make sense. But I wanted to put, like, the people's pictures up there, but you didn't have a certain order that you have to do. So what I did was, okay. So what I did was, I started to do it in reverse order. So like, the last day, Sunday, okay, I go from backwards and then go from the last person's time. And then when it goes to midnight, then I put that schedule in, right? And then so when I did it, let's go this way. When I did it, I was all happy because I'm scrolling down. I'm like, wow, this looks really nice, right? And then until I realized that one person, the guy from China, his name's Ryan Yangwocho, not Yonggocho. So I spelled it with an O instead of an A. And then so, I could see how, like, okay, so he was like at 11 o'clock, right? So that means I had to redo everybody 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I would be pissed if someone messed up on my name, right? So that's why I'm like, okay, got to redo it. So I deleted the whole thing. I redid it. And I put it on, right? I mean, I made a new flyer with this correct name on it. I'm thinking like, gosh, why didn't he tell me when I sent him the flyer? I sent everybody like the proof, but he didn't. And then, so I posted the new one and I do it all over again, right? So on Instagram, unlike Facebook, you can't just replace the picture. You got to actually just delete the post and put a new thing down. But the problem is, if you delete it, then everything's out of order. And then so I'm like, it's going to mess with the whole thing. So I had to start. Good thing I found out, like, when I just started doing it. So anyways, I put his thing up on the thing. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So then, I showed my friend from, Abu Dhabi, Anush. And then within like a minute, she goes, hey, look at Ryan's picture. I go, what? And I look at it. It's all pixelated. He looks like a Lego figure. I go, no. Okay, I'll do it in the morning, right? But I'm like, you know what? I just got to delete all this stuff and, start over again. And then, so, yeah, I did do it in the morning. But then I rendered the picture correctly. I don't know what happened. And then it kind of came out fine. So I had to do it again. And so I'm like, So I had to delete the other things again. And so all the other people that were before him, that after him, like 10 o'clock to midnight, or midnight to 10 a.m. on that morning, they saw me tag them like 3 times and stuff. They're, oh, what's going on? But, I explained it. But, and the thing that sucks is, it's not like I'm doing this when other people are sleeping. Because since the lineup's all mixed up from all the people over the world, it could be like 3 o'clock and they see me like doing the stuff. I'm like, oh. So anyways, I fixed it. And then I started working on the next day. Turns out that, okay, I fixed all the stuff, but when I first did the schedule, it was like my second post on Instagram. So what happens is I realized my schedule with his name different is still there. I'm going, crap. And then another one, I realized I spelled Taiwan wrong. I'm like, crap. So I had to restructure all the stuff. But, okay. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is this. It's like as an artist, I do have that trait of having small detail, right? Like want everything to be perfect, okay? Maybe it's the whole thing about being Asian or something. I don't know. But it's like I know that every time, you know, and I know I was told, you know, oh, you got to be perfect, got to be perfect, and you know, or at least try to be as close as possible. That's fine, right? But what happened is musicians, artists, art, drama, whatever, dance, every little fine little tiny detail is very precise. You know, they say like, you know, sports, you know, game of inches, right? That's what it is. But we're talking about little tiny things. And so if we're going to be in this business, we have to adjust accordingly and be that small detail. Now, I know it kind of sucks because in my regular like exercise life, I'm not pinpointing like, you know, what I have to eat in my diet or the exercise or kind of stuff. It'd be great if I was obsessed like that with my body as opposed to, you know, like these graphic design things, you know. But I get it because, you know, I know like my exercise friends, oh, I got to work on my abs, on my arms, on my chest, and my legs. And, you know, it's like they're trying to get the detail so they can emphasize. Well, I guess it's like art. They're having their body like art. And they want it to be perfect. I get it. But I think just having this desire to make things perfect is a trait that helps us become better people. Now, I get it. Some people, they don't have that. They're like, oh, you know what? It's not a big deal. They could just do it right. But it's like, that's fine. But if you're one of those people that want to, like, you know, make an impact in the world and do, like, something worldwide and, you know, make $1 million or, you know, whatever the whole thing is, those are the people that they're the fine detail. Not saying that I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm just saying that I have things where I know that a lot of my friends who are like really successful in their jobs, they all pay attention to small detail. And it goes simple as just writing things down, right? And then make sure that everything goes perfect and not that whole like, oh, it's just good enough. It's just good enough. No, there's always something that we could change. And then so, that's not. So, I remember when, you know, my friend, he was going into architecture. And he was telling me, hey, look, you know, the thing about architecture is like, you know, it's not like about just getting it done. But no matter how finished you are with your thing, you always have little small tweaks that you can actually do. It's like, oh, you know what? I could put this here. I could put that there. Put that whatever, you know? And then I always remember that. Thinking like, oh, okay, like masterpiece, like when you oil paint and stuff. But even nowadays when I'm like, you know, making a song, it's like, oh, it just doesn't sound enough. It's like, it's only a drum and a bass and singing, you know? It sounds just so simple. But, you know, it's just trying to figure out like the different stuff, and that's part of some artist about finding little small details that could change the composition of what you do, right? So that's why I'm like, all right, I have to focus more on small details, even though I do, okay? But I mean like overall, I need to figure out the small details like in like my diets and like, you know, stay away from the chocolate or just the little things here and there, right? Also, like, you know, the quality of sleep, the quality of exercise, the quality of eat, just life quality of life. But I think it's more the small detail stuff that I have to figure out, and I am going to figure it out. Yes. Wow, it's like really cold. It's getting cold, so I gotta go. So, day 1070 in the books. So, yeah, you know, it's one of those things where you start to learn more about yourself and like it's not like something new. It's something that always existed, but you know, when you just start to realize about these things, and you know, it makes sense on why you do certain things certain ways. So, you know, getting the whole small details out and stuff, where, you know, I now know I'm truly an artistic person. I'm really math-centered, right? Well, not like higher levels of math. Higher levels of math, it's all philosophy anyway. But it's, you know, when you try to get the whole different exact things. And the thing that sucks about it is my eyes are bad. So if I overlook at details, because my vision's horrible. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to try and be as meticulous as possible. And I mean, which means that I got to clean up my place too. But it's funny, even though my place is like super dirty, I know exactly where everything is. You messy people out there totally understand what I'm talking about. But just imagine if I had it all organized to make it easier. So, you know, these are different life lessons to learn. You know, what can you do? So, that's it. That's it. I'm going to try and enhance this detail-oriented thing. And why is my gas tank open? So that's what I'm going to do. Try to be more detail-oriented and trying to make sure that I get things done correctly. And then not being like passive, like, oh, you know, that's good enough, that's good enough. Because good enough, that's like bare minimum type of stuff. The reason why I'm coughing is I think some of these people over here are smoking weed out in the park. But anyways, yeah. Disclaimer notice. So anyways, I'm going to get going. Big Daddy Shit Day 1070. If I get exercise 1070 days in a row, you can exercise 1070 days in a row. If I could do it, you could do it. And I'm doing it. Small details.